Are you all set for streaming?
Yes, sir.
Cool. I'm gonna watch.
Yeah, if you could let me know how it sounds too,
Sure.
because I try to balance like audio and game audio. The audio in this game is also pretty loud. How's it looking?
I haven't gotten there yet. I have to sell some stuff real quick.
No worries.
I'm gonna dump this stuff first.
I think for my own sanity, I'm turning the music down a little bit. Okay, I'm gonna go turn the dryer back on so that it'll buzz and scare me.
Optimal for scary games.
Alrighty.
I just gotta go to Sata and eat and drop my last scrimpings off here.
Nice. Terrifying. Okay.
Okay, now if I want to watch your stream, how do I do this?
There should be... I will send you a link.
There it is. Oh, you're on Twitch.
Yes.
Doki Doki.
The most terrifying game.
That looks pretty terrifying.
Yeah. Alright, so I'm gonna start in. Enter my name. I don't know. Let's go full streamer mode and ask the chat what my name should be for this game. He said, although no one is in chat at 11:30 at night. Gonna have to go with the old classic. Let's stick with Fez. Oh yeah. I see an annoying little girl running toward me from a distance, waving her arms there like she's totally oblivious to any attention she might draw to herself. And that girl is Sayori. Is this actually showing up?
No, I see you.
In the load screen still.
Yeah, the main menu. Okay, something changed now.
Okay. So I can totally see why this game's not appropriate for children or people who are easily disturbed. I mean, look at this terrifying game. Alright. Annoying little girl, or annoying girl, not little, running towards me from the distance, waving her arms like she's totally oblivious to any attention she might draw to herself. This girl is Sayori, my neighbor, and good friends since we were children. You know, the kind of friend you never see yourself making today, but if it just kind of works out because you've known each other for so long. We used to walk to school together on days like this, but starting around high school, she would oversleep more and more frequently, and I'd get tired of waiting up. But if she's going to chase after me like this, I almost feel better off running away. However, I just sigh and idle in front of the crosswalk and let Sayori catch up to me. Man, I'm kind of a jerk. Panting. Sayori overslept again, but she caught us this time. Maybe, I say, but only because I decided to stop and wait for you. You say that like you're thinking about ignoring me. That's mean. Well, if people start acting weird, stare at you for acting weird, then I don't want them... People stare at you for acting weird, then I don't want them to think we're a couple or something. Wow. Fine, fine. But you did wait for me after all.
Bring back some uncomfortable high school memories.
I did weirder shit than this in high school. I don't know if I'll be saying that by the end of this, but for right now. So she basically just kind of Naruto flap ran at us. I guess you don't have to be mean, even if you want to. Whatever you say. We cross the street together and we make our way to school. As we draw near, oh no, I lost it again. God damn it. Oh god. I broke a lot of things. Okay. Alright. I'm gonna boot up again. Who's Sierra Sucks? Is that you, John?
No.
Oh no. Alright, so yeah, I have to restart the game because I think I accidentally alt-tabbed and that breaks everything.
Ooh.
Apparently.
Yeah, don't do that. Alt-tab is like the bane of somehow games still.
To be fair, I think this was made by like a single guy. Like, just on his own. Which honestly pretty impressive. Alright. Okay. So what did we miss? Oh, so we drew near the school, and Sayori asked us if we decided to join any clubs yet. And I'm like, a club? I told you already I'm not interested in joining any clubs. I haven't been looking either. That's not true. You told me you would join a club this year. Did I? I'm sure it's possible that I did in one of our many conversations where I dismissively go along with whatever she's going on about. Wow, champ of the year right here. Sarah likes to worry a little bit too much about me when I'm perfectly content just getting by on the average while spending my free time on games and anime. Alright, personally attacked. Oh, god damn it, I did it again. Let's see if I can get back in. Oh, fucking A. Nope. Alright, Dan. I'm failing you. It's the last time. Alright, right. I like games and anime. Uh-huh. I was talking about how I'm worried you won't learn how to socialize or have any skills before college. Listen, I didn't need a history lesson, okay? I lived it. Your happiness is really important to me, you know. And I know you're happy now, but I'd die at the thought of you becoming a NEET in a few years because you're not used to the real world. Alright, listen. You trust me, right? Of course. Don't make me keep worrying about you. Alright. Alright. I'll look at a few clubs if it makes you happy. No promises, though. Will you at least promise me you'll try a little? Yeah, I guess I'll promise you that. Happiness. Hooray. Why do I let myself get lectured by such a carefree girl? Terrifying. More than that, I'm surprised I even let myself relent to her. I guess seeing her worry so much about me makes me want to ease her mind at least a little bit, even if she does exaggerate everything inside of her head. She's gonna murder me first. School day's as ordinary as ever, and it's over before I know it. After I pack up my things, I stare blankly at the wall, looking for an ounce of motivation. Who needs motivation to leave school? Clubs. Ah. Sayori wants me to check out some clubs. I've got no choice but to start out clubbing. I mean, going to the anime club. Hello, Sayori said. Sayori? Sayori must have come into the classroom while I was spacing out. I look around and realize I'm the only one left in the classroom. I thought I'd catch you coming out of the classroom, but I saw you just sitting in here and spacing out, so I came in. Alright, we got a Doug Funny on our hands. Honestly, you're even worse than me sometimes. I'm impressed. You don't need to wait up for me if it's going to make you late to your own club. Well, Sayori said, I thought you might need some encouragement, so I thought, know what? Well, I thought you could come to my club. Owning a club, only in high school. Grats. Sayori. Yeah? There is no way I'm going to your club. The cover charge is too high. Ah, meanie. Sayori is vice president of the literature club. Not that I was ever aware that she had any interest in literature. In fact, I'm 99% sure she only did it because she thought it would be fun to help start a new club. Since she was the first one to show interest after the one who proposed the club, she inherited the title of vice president. Alright, her name is now Kamala. That is canon. That said, my interest in literature is guaranteed to be even less. Yeah, I'm gonna go to the anime club. Come on, please. Why do you care so much anyway? Well, I kind of told the club yesterday that I'd bring a new member, and Natsuki made cupcakes and everything. Well, don't make promises you can't keep. I can't tell if Sayori is really that much of an airhead or if she's cunning as to have planned all this out. I let out a long sigh. Fine. I'll stop by for a cupcake, okay? Yeah, let's go. And thus, today marks the day I sold my soul for a cupcake. Pretty good exchange rate. I dejectedly follow Sayori across the school and upstairs, a section of the school I rarely visit, being generally used for third-year classes and activities. Sayori, full of energy, swings open the classroom door. Everyone, the new club member is here. I told you, don't call me a new member. I glance around the room. Girl number 1, welcome to the Literature Club. It is a pleasure meeting you. Sayori always is saying nice things about you. Seriously? You brought a boy? Way to kill the atmosphere, said Girl 2. Ah, Fez, what a nice surprise, says Girl 3. Welcome to the club. ... That's me. I'm dotting. All words escape me in this situation. These girls have inhuman colored hair. Clearly demons. This club is full of incredibly cute girls. What are you looking at? Girl 2 asks. If you want something, say it. Sorry. Natsuki, says girl number 1. Humph, says Natsuki. The girl with the sour attitude, whose name apparently is Natsuki, is the one I don't recognize. Her small figure makes me think she's probably a first year. She's also the one who made cupcakes, according to Sayori. You can just ignore her when she gets moody, said Sayori. Sayori says that quietly into my ear, then backs towards the other girls. Turns back towards. Anyway, this is Natsuki, always full of energy. And this is Yuri, the smartest in the club. Don't say things like that. Yuri, who appears comparably more mature and timid, seems to have a hard time keeping up with people like Sayori and Natsuki. Well, it's nice to meet both of you. And it sounds like you already know Monica, is that right? That's right, Monica says. I thought she was girl 3, I'm so confused. It's great to see you again. Monica smiles sweetly. We do know each other. Well, we rarely talked, but we were in the same class last year. Monica is probably the most popular girl in class, smart, beautiful, athletic. Basically completely out of my league. So, having her smile so genuinely feels a little... You too, Monica. Come sit down. We made room for you at the table, so you can sit next to me or Monica. Oh, is this my first decision? I'll get the cupcakes, says Sayori. Hey, I made them. I'll get them, says Natsuki. Sorry, I get a little too excited. Then how about I make some tea as well, says Yuri. The girls have a few desks arranged to form a table. As Sayori mentioned, it's been widened, so there's one space next to Monica and one space next to Sayori. Natsuki and Yuri walk over to the corner of the room where Natsuki grabs a wrap tray and Yuri opens the closet. Still feeling awkward, I take a seat next to Sayori. Natsuki probably marches back to the table, tray in hand. Okay, are you ready? Ta-da! What? Natsuki lifts the foil off the tray to reveal a dozen white fluffy cupcakes decorated to look like little cats. The whiskers are drawn with icing, and little pieces of chocolate were used to make ears. So cute, says Sayori. I had no idea you were so good at baking, Natsuki, says Monica. Well, you know. Just hurry and take one. Sayori grabs one first, then Monica, and I follow. It's delicious, says Sayori. Wow, already jumping on the cupcakes? You're the new member? Sayori talks with her mouth full and has already managed to get icing on her face. Classic Sayori. I turn the cupcake around in my fingers, looking for the best angle to take a bite. Natsuki's quiet. I can't help but notice she's sneaking glances in my direction. Is she waiting for me to take a bite? I finally bite down. This icing is sweet and full of flavor. I wonder if she made it herself. Alright, what high school boy takes this long to eat a cupcake? The answer is me. This is really good. Thank you, Natsuki. Why are you thanking me? It's not like Haven't I heard this somewhere before? Made them for you or anything. Huh? I thought you technically did. Sayori said, well, maybe. But not for, you, dummy. Alright. I give up on Natsuki's weird logic and dismiss the conversation. Yuri returns to the table carrying a tea set. She carefully places a teacup in front of each of us before setting down the teapot next to the cupcake tray. You keep a whole tea set in the classroom? I ask. Don't worry, Yuri said. The teachers gave us permission. After all, doesn't a hot cup of tea help you enjoy a good book? Illicit tea sets in the classrooms. These potheads. I guess. Heh, don't let yourself get intimidated, Monica says. Yuri's just trying to impress you. That's not true, says Yuri. Insulted, Yuri looks away. I mean, I believe you. Man, this actually is pretty high school. This amount of awkward all in one room. Well, tea and reading might not be a pastime for me, but at least I enjoy tea. I'm glad. Yuri faintly smiles to herself in relief. Monica raises an eyebrow, then smiles at me. So, what made you consider the literature club? I was afraid of this question. Something tells me I shouldn't tell Monica that I was practically dragged here by Sayori. Well, I haven't joined any clubs yet, and Sayori seemed really happy here, so... That's okay, don't be embarrassed, says Monica. We'll make sure you feel right at home, okay? Stab, stab, stab. As president of the Literature Club, it's my duty to make the club fun and exciting for everyone. Monica, I'm surprised. I thought your job was to shoo people away. How come you decided to start your own club? You could probably be a board member for any of the major clubs. Weren't you a leader of the debate club last year? Well, it's harder to murder people in debate club. To be honest, I can't stand all the politics around the major clubs. It feels like nothing but arguing about the budget and publicity and how to prepare for events. I'd much rather take something I personally enjoy and make something special out of it. And if it encourages others to get into literature, then I'm fulfilling that dream. Monica really is a great leader, said Sayori. Yuri also nods in agreement. Then I'm surprised there aren't more people in the club yet. Oh, look at me, flattering. It must be hard to start a new club. You could put it that way. Not many people are very interested in putting out all the effort to start something brand new, especially when it's something that doesn't grab your attention, like literature. You have to work hard to convince people that you're both fun and worthwhile. Is this like author insert for making a visual novel? But it makes school events like the festival that much more important. I'm confident that we can all really grow this club before we graduate. Right, everyone? Yeah! We'll do our best. You know it. Everyone enthusiastically agrees. Such different girls, all interested in the same goal. Tearing me limb from limb. Monica must have worked really hard just to find these three. Maybe that's why they're all so delighted by the idea of a new member joining. Though I still don't really know if I can keep up with their level of enthusiasm about literature. So, what kind of things do you like to read? Well, considering how little I've read these past few years, I don't really have a good way of answering that. Manga. I mutter quietly to myself, half joking. Natsuki's head suddenly perks up. It looks like she wants to say something, but keeps quiet. Not much of a reader, I guess, says Yuri. Well, that can change, I say, suavely. What am I saying? I spoke without thinking after seeing Yuri's sad smile. Anyway, what about you, Yuri? Yeah, that's right. Flip it right back around. Well, let's see. Yuri traces the rim of her teacup with her finger. My favorites are usually novels that build deep and complex fantasy worlds. The level of creativity and craftsmanship behind them is amazing to me. And telling a good story in such a foreign world is equally impressive. Fair. A good fantasy with some nice world building. I'm on board, Yuri. Yuri goes on, clearly passionate about her reading. She seems so reserved and timid since the moment I walked in, but it's obvious by the way her eyes light up that she finds her comfort in the world of books, not people. But I like a lot of things. Stories with deep psychological elements usually immerse me as well, such as murdering people in classrooms. Isn't it amazing how a writer can so deliberately take advantage of your own lack of imagination to completely throw you for a loop? Anyway, I've been reading a lot of horror lately. I read a horror book once. I desperately grasped at something I can relate to at the minimal level. I have not read a horror book. That is not my cup of tea. At this rate, Yuri might as well have been having a conversation with a rock. Monica, really? I wouldn't have expected that, Yuri. For someone as gentle as you, I guess you could say that, but if a story makes me think or takes me to another world, then I really can't put it down. Surreal horror is often very successful at changing the way you look at the world, if only for a brief moment. I hate horror. Oh, why is that? Well, I just think it's so unrealistic. Natsuki's eyes dart to me for a split second. Never mind. That's right. You usually like to write about cute things, don't you, Natsuki? What? What gives you that idea? You left a piece of scrap paper behind last club meeting. It looked like you were working on a poem called Don't say it out loud, Natsuki says, and give that back. Fine, fine, says Monika. Your cupcakes, your poems, everything you do is just as cute as you are, says Sayori. Sayori sidles up behind Natsuki and puts her hand on her shoulders. I'm not cute, Natsuki says. Natsuki, you write your own poems? Well, I guess sometimes. Why do you care? I think that's impressive. Why don't you share them sometime? No. Natsuki averts her eyes. You wouldn't like them. Ah, not a very confident writer yet? I understand how Natsuki feels. Sharing that level of writing takes more than just confidence. The truest form of writing is writing to oneself. It sounds like something someone without friends says. You must be willing to open up to your readers, exposing your vulnerabilities, and showing even the deepest reaches of your heart. Do you have writing experience too, Yuri? Maybe you share some of your own work. You can set an example and help Natsuki feel comfortable to share hers. Man, she's got middle management written all over her. Yuri, dots. I guess it's the same for Yuri. I wanted to read everyone's poems, says Sayori. We sat in silence for a moment. Okay, Monika says. I have an idea, everyone. Question marks? Natsuki and Yuri look quizzically at Monika. Let's all go home and write a poem of our own. Then next time we meet, we'll all share them with each other. That way, everyone is even. Dots. Yeah, let's do it. Read the room, Sayori. Plus, now that we have a new member, I think it will help us all get a little more comfortable with each other and strengthen the bond of the club. Isn't that right? Monika smiles warmly at me once again. Hold on, there's still one problem. What's that? Now that we're back to the original topic of me joining the club, I bluntly come forth with what's been on my mind the entire time. I never said I'd join this club. Finger guns, pew 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 pew. Sayori may have convinced me to stop by, but I never made any decision. I still have other clubs to look at, and, I lose my train of thought. All four girls stare back at me with dejected eyes. But, Monika says, I'm sorry, I thought... Fez, you all... I'm defenseless against these girls. How am I supposed to make a clear-headed decision when it's like this? That is, if writing poems is the price I would need to pay in order to spend every day with these beautiful girls. Right. Okay, I've decided then. I'll join the literature club. One by one, the girls' eyes light up. Yes, I'm so happy. Sayori wraps her arms around me, jumping up and down. Hey, you really did scare me for a moment. If you really just came for the cupcakes, I would be super pissed. You know what? That's fair. Monika, then that makes it official. Welcome to the literature club. Thanks, I guess. Okay, everyone. I think with that, we can officially end today's meeting on a good note. Everyone remember tonight's assignment. Write a poem, bring it to the next meeting, and we can all share. Monika looks over at me once more. Fez, I look forward to seeing how you express yourself. Yeah. Can I really impress the class star Monika with my mediocre writing skills? I already feel the anxiety welling up inside of me. Meanwhile, the girls continue chit-chats as Yuri and Natsuki clean up their food. Hey, since we're already here, do you want to walk home together? Says Sayori. That's right. Sarah and I never walk home anymore because she always stayed after for school clubs. Sure, might as well. Yay! With that, the two of us depart the club room and make our way home. The whole way, my mind wanders back and forth between the four girls. Sayori, Natsuki, Yuri, and, of course, Monika. Will I really be happy spending every day after school in a literature club? Perhaps I'll have the chance to grow closer to one of these girls. Alright, I'll just need to make the most of my circumstances, and I'm sure fortune will find me. And I guess it starts with writing a poem tonight. Alright, poem writing time. Pick your words you think your favorite club member will like. Something good might happen with whoever likes your poem the most. Okay. What's the play? Who are we going for? I think the last time I played, I was trying to get Yuri's attention. I think. Any thoughts in chat? Who should be our intended? I don't want to say victim. What plot line do you want to take? I'm gonna think. Let's stick with Yuri again. So what are some impressing words for Yuri? She likes horror. So clearly the most horrifying on here is lollipop. Other words that people would like, Doki Doki. I mean, gotta do the name drop right away. Scars, raindrops, daydream, shopping, suicide. That's nice. Pleasure, agonizing, peace, seeing chocolate, uncanny, wonderful dream. You know what? Let's go with peace. Let's peace out. Vivid, flying, beauty, bunny, incongruent, pout, laugh, inferno, hair, sucks. Let's fit inferno. Come on. Heaven sent, sugar, childhood, clumsy, skipping, whirlwind, explode. Man, a lot of Pokemon moves in here. Let's go with whirlwind. Wow, we've got a lot of words to go through. Lipstick, puppy, fickle, lazy, amazing, sensation, bubbles, after image, frightening, waterfall, empty, dazzle, clouds, or color, papa, grief, ocean. Let's go with ocean. Play, infinite, disarray, embrace, treasure, vivacious, liking it. See, I'm not gonna play that game where I'm going after, which words do I think they'll like. I'm gonna go with my words. You know what? If it's meant to be, it's meant to be. Starscape. Let's do it. Tenacious, melody, sweet, unending. Gotta go with the D. Tenacious. Parfait, variance, inescapable, unrestrained, or incapable, not inescapable. Let's go with parfait. Marshmallow, misfortune, contamination. Alright. Breathe, melancholy, hopeless. Alright, let's keep the COVID thing going. Let's go with breathe. Atone, rain cloud, games, loud, aura, vibrant, eternity. Excitement, adventure, extraordinary, portrait, spinning, destiny, shiny, graveyard, twirl. Let's go with adventure. Kiss, nibble, sticky, disaster, existence, dark, marriage, anxiety, anxiety. Analysis, vitality, massacre, depression, fireflies, prayer, kawaii, peaceful, extreme, analysis. Let's do some analysis. Hop, family, uncontrollable, tragedy, headphones, invaluable, journey, lust, sparkle, feather. So player character me is clearly just all about that lust. Unrequited, shame, heartbeat, candy, secretive, defeat, landscape, poof, comfort, balance. Let's poof it. Poof. Hi again. Glad to see you didn't run away on us. Nah, don't worry. This might be a little strange for me, but at least I kept my word. Well, I'm back at the Literature Club. I was the last to come in, so everyone else is already hanging out. Thanks for keeping your promise. I hope this isn't too overwhelming of a commitment for you. Making you dive headfirst into literature when you're not accustomed to it? Oh, come on, like he deserves any slack. Sayori told me you didn't even want to join any clubs this year. And last year, too. I don't know if you plan to just come here and hang out or what, but if you don't take us seriously, then you won't see the end of it. I will reach into your throat and pull that cupcake right back out. Natsuki, you certainly have a big mouth for someone who keeps her manga collection in the club room. Natsuki finds herself stuck between saying Monica and manga. Manga is literature. Swiftly defeated, Natsuki plops back into her seat. Don't worry, guys. Fez always gives his best, as long as he's having fun. He helps me with my busy work without even asking. Like cooking, cleaning my room. How dependable, says Yuri. Sayori, that's because your room is so messy it's distracting. And you almost set your house on fire once. Is that so? Like you forgot. You two really are good friends, aren't you? Says Yuri. I might be a little jealous. How come? You and Fez can become good friends too. Thruple. Sayori. Dots. As usual, Sayori seems oblivious to the weird situation she just put me into. Oh, Yuri even brought you something today, you know? Wait, Sayori? Huh? Me? Not really. Don't be shy. It's really nothing. What is it? Never mind. Sayori made it sound like a big deal when it's really not. What do I do? Huh? Oh, I'm sorry. Yuri, I wasn't thinking. I guess that it means it's up to me to rescue this situation. Hey, don't worry about it. Done. Did it. Champ. First of all, I wasn't expecting anything in the first place, so any nice gesture from you is a pleasant surprise. It'll make me happy no matter what. Is that so? Man, what a smooth operator. Yeah. I won't make it a big deal if you don't want it to be. Alright. Well, here. Yuri reaches into her bag and pulls out a book. I didn't want you to feel left out, so I picked out a book that I thought you might enjoy. It's a short read, so it should keep your attention, even if you don't usually read. And we could, you know, discuss it if you wanted. This is... How is this girl accidentally being so cute? Oh, that's completely intentional, dude. You're oblivious. She even picked out a book she thinks I'll like, despite me not reading much. Great gift. Yeah. Yuri, thank you. I'll definitely read this. Sounds like me saying I'll play a visual novel game for Extra Life. I enthusiastically take the book. Phew. Well, you can read it at your own pace. I look forward to hearing what you think. Now that everybody's settled in, I expected Monica to kick off some scheduled activity for the club. But that doesn't seem to be the case. Sayori and Monica have a cheery conversation in the corner. Yuri's face is already buried in a book. I can't help but notice her intense expression, like she was waiting for this chance to read a book. Meanwhile, Natsuki is rummaging around in the closet. Scene transition to the same scene. I'm really curious to talk to Yuri a little bit more, but at the same time, I feel bad distracting her from her reading. I catch a glimpse of the cover of her book. It looks like the same book she lent to me. More than that, she seems to be on the first few pages. Crap. I think she noticed me looking at her. She sneaks another glance at me, and our eyes meet for a split second. And now they're pregnant. But that only makes her hide her face deeper in her book. Sorry, I was just spacing out. Sure, bud. I mutter this, sensing I made her uncomfortable. Oh, it's fine. I was focused, then I probably wouldn't have noticed in the first place. But I'm just rereading a bit of this, so... That's the book you gave me, right? Mm-hmm. I wanted to reread some of it. Not for any particular reason. Just curious, how come you have 2 copies of the same book? Well, when I stopped at the bookstore yesterday... that's not what I meant. I mean, I just happened to buy 2 of them. I see. There's something fairly obvious here that Yuri isn't telling me, but I decided to let it go. Good move. I'll definitely start reading it soon. I'm glad to hear. Once it starts to pick up, you might have a hard time putting it down, because it'll suck out your soul. It's a very engaging and relatable story. Is that so? What is it about, anyway? Well, Yuri closes the book and scans her eyes over to the back. The book is titled Portrait of Markov. There's an ominous-looking eye symbol on the front cover. Alright, I just wanted to make sure I didn't accidentally give anything away. Basically, it's about this girl in high school who moves in with her long-lost younger sister, but as soon as she does so, her life gets really strange. She gets targeted by these people who escaped from a human experiment prison, and while her life is in danger, she needs to desperately choose who to trust. No matter what she does, she ends up destroying most of her relationships, and her life starts to fall apart. That's kind of dark, isn't it? Yuri made it sound like it was going to be a nice story, so that dark turn came from nowhere. Foreshadowing. Ah ha ha ha. Yuri gently giggles all of a sudden. Are you not a fan of that sort of thing? No, it's not that. I mean, I can definitely enjoy those kinds of stories, so don't worry. Okay, I can relate to this main character. I hope so. Yeah, I totally forgot that Yuri's into those things. She's so shy and reclusive on the outside, but her mind seems to be completely different. It's just those kinds of stories, they really challenge you to look at life from a strange new perspective. When horrible things happen, not just because someone wants to be evil, but because they have their own goals, or their own philosophy that they believe in. like dismembering new members of the literature club. Then suddenly, when you thought you related to the protagonist, they're made out to be the naive one for letting their one-sided morals interfere with the villain's plans. What? I'm rambling, aren't you? So she just sided with the villain? Is that she just sided with the villain and... Okay. Just checking. Not again. I'm sorry. Fucking monologuing villain. Hey, don't apologize. I haven't lost interest or anything. Well, I guess that's alright then. But I feel like you should know that I have this problem. When I let things like books or writings fill my thoughts, I kind of forget to pay attention to other people. I'm so sorry if I end up saying something strange. And please stop me if I start talking too much. I really don't think you need to worry. That just means you're passionate about reading. At least I can do is listen. It's a literature club after all. Oof, smooth. That's true. In fact, I might as well get started reading, right? You don't have to. What are you saying? Just a moment ago you said you were looking forward to it. Let me just get the book. I quickly retrieved the book I had put into my bag. Alright, it's fine if I sit here, right? I slip into the seat next to Yuri's. Yeah. Are you sure? You seem a little apprehensive. I'm sorry. It's not that I don't want you to, it's just that I'm not very used to, that is, reading in company with someone. I see. Well, just tell me if I end up distracting you or anything. Alright. I open the book and start the prologue. I soon understood what Yuri means about reading in company. It's as if I can feel her presence over my shoulder as I read. It's not a particularly bad thing, it's just that I keep mouthing the words because I'm a terrible fucking reader. Maybe it's a little distracting, but the feeling is somewhat comforting. Yuri's in the corner of my eye, and I realize that she's not actually looking at her own book. I glance over. It looks like she's reading from my book instead. She was looking over your shoulder. Sorry, I just... Yuri, you really apologize a lot, don't you? Okay, relate. I do? I don't really mean to. Sorry. Oh, the apologize for the apologize. The classic. I mean... Here, this should work, right? I slide my desk up until it's up against Yuri's, then I hold my book between the two of them. I suppose so. Yuri timidly closes her own copy. Once we lean in a little bit, our shoulders are almost touching. It feels like my left arm is in the way, so instead I use my right to open the book. I guess this makes it kind of difficult to turn the page. Here. And Yuri takes her left arm and holds the left side of the book. This is like the worst way to read a book. Also, that's like, there's no give. It's like basically her reading a book and now you're reading over her shoulder. Yuri holds the left side of the book between her thumb and forefinger. I do the same thing with my right arm on the right side of the book. That way, when I turn a page, Yuri slides her thumb after to flip to her side. But in holding it like this, we're held even closer together than before. It's actually kind of distracting me. It's as if I can feel the warmth of Yuri's face and she's in the corner of my vision. Are you ready? Huh? To turn the page? Sorry. I think I got a bit distracted for a second. I glance over at Yuri's face again, and our eyes meet. Sloppy makeouts ensue. I don't know how I'll be able to keep up with her. That's okay. You're not as used to reading, right? I don't mind being patient if it takes you a bit longer. It's probably the least I can do, since you've been so patient with me. Yeah, thanks. We continue reading. Yuri no longer asks me if I'm ready to turn the page. Instead, I just assume she finishes the page before me, so I turn it by my own volition. We continue the first chapter in silence. Even so, turning each page almost feels like an intimate exchange. My thumb gently letting go of the page, letting it flutter over to her side as she catches it under her own thumb. Hey Yuri, this might be a silly thought, but the main character kind of reminds me of you a little bit. You think so? How does she? Well, I guess she's more blunt in a lot of ways, but she also second guesses all of the things she says and does. Like she's afraid she'll do something wrong. It's not like I can see into your head or anything, but they're kind of reminiscent of some of your mannerisms. Wow. Alright, that's pretty... Speaking of being blunt, dude. I see. Yuri remained silent a moment. Fez, that's probably a terrible thing to have in common with her. Yeah, you fucking dingus. That's so embarrassing that you think that. Wait, I didn't mean it in a bad way or anything. Sorry, I really didn't know you were self-conscious about that sort of thing. Dots. I guess I more meant that it's kind of cute. Ah! Dryer. What are you saying all of a sudden? Okay, everyone. Yuri. I think it's about time we share today's poems with each other. We might not have enough time if we wait too long. Yuri exhales, spared from finishing her thought. Is that alright, Yuri? You look kind of down. Yeah, I wonder if I got the Yuri, I wonder if that's because of what I picked for the poem, or if that's, just how it's scripted. Sorry if you haven't been looking forward to this. It's fine. Yuri releases her hand from the book, causing it to close on top of my thumb. Alright, I guess I'll do some more reading tonight. Or would you prefer I only read it with you? Ooh, man. Like butter. I guess I don't have too much of a preference either way. Shot down. In that case, I'll read a little more tonight. It'll be more fun to read with you after it picks up a bit, you know? That's good reasoning. In that case, feel free to finish the first 2 chapters at your own time. Alright. I stand up. I make a mental note of where I left off in the book and slip it into my bag. By the way, did you remember to write a poem last night? Yeah. My relaxation ends. I can't believe I agreed to do something so embarrassing. I couldn't couldn't find much inspiration since I've never really done this before. Well, now that everyone's ready, why don't you find someone to share with? I can't wait, says Sayori. Sayori and Monica enthusiastically pull out their poems. Sayori's is on a wrinkled sheet of loose leaf torn from a spiral notebook. On the other hand, Monica wrote hers in a composition notebook. I can already see Monica's pristine handwriting from where I sit. Natsuki and Yuri reluctantly comply as well, reaching into their bags. I do the same myself. Who should I show my poem to first? Tough decisions coming up. Let's see. Let's keep it with Yuri. Yuri seems the most experienced, so I should start with her. I can trust her opinion to be fair. Dots. As Yuri reads the poem, I notice her eyes lighten. Exceptional. What was that? Question mark? Did I say that out loud? Yuri covers her mouth, but then ends up covering her whole face. He's gonna hate me. You really didn't do anything wrong, Yuri. Uh-huh. I guess you're right. What am I getting so nervous for? Yuri takes a breath. So, what kind of writing experience do you have? Your use of imagery and metaphors indicate you've written a lot of poetry before. Really? Wow, that's a huge compliment coming from you. That's actually my first time, really. Huh? Yuri stares at me blankly, then looks at my poem again. Dots. Well, I know that. I just meant, Yuri trails off, unable to find an excuse. She traces her finger along the words in the poem, as if breaking it down more thoroughly. Yeah. Okay. This is the reason I was able to tell. It's just that there are specific writing habits that are usually typical of new writers. And having been through that myself, I kind of learned to pick up on them. I think the most notable thing I recognize in new writers is that they try to make their style very deliberate. In other words, they tend to pick a writing style separate from the topic matter, and they form-fit the two together. The end result is both the style and the expressiveness are weakened. Once Yuri finds her train of thought, it's as if her demeanor has totally changed. Her stammering is completely gone, and she sounds like an expert. Of course, that's not something you can be blamed for. There are many different skills and techniques that go into writing even a simple poem, such as wave dashing, shine stalling. It's not just finding them and building them, but getting them to work together is probably the most challenging part. It might take you some time, but it all comes with practice, and learning by example, and trying new things. I also hope that everyone else in the club gives you valuable feedback. Natsuki can be a little bit biased, though. Biased? How? Well, never mind. I shouldn't be talking about people like that. Sorry. It's fine. I'm not sure if Yuri's apologizing to herself, to me, or to Natsuki. Do you mind if I read your poem now? Please do, Yuri says. I'd love to share my thought process behind it. Yuri smiles dreamily as if it's a rare opportunity for her, which is kind of funny. After all, isn't this supposed to be a literature club? Ghost under the light. The tendrils of my hair illuminate beneath amber glow. Bathing. It must be this one. The last remaining streetlight to have withstood the test of time. The last yet to be replaced by the sickening blue-green hue of the future. I bathe, calm, breathing air of the present, but living in the past. The light flickers. I flicker back. Dots. I'm sorry, I have such terrible handwriting. What? I wasn't thinking that at all. I was thinking that's fucking terrifying. But it took you a long time to read. Well, I just don't read script very often. I actually think your handwriting is pretty. What? That's a relief. Oh, also, I like the poem. Even though it's short, it was really descriptive. It wasn't too short? I usually write longer poems. Not at all. I'm really glad you liked it. I'll be honest, since it's our first time sharing, I wanted to write something a little more mild. Something easy to digest, I suppose. Are you into ghosts, Yuri? Actually, the story isn't about a ghost at all. Really? I must have totally missed the point. Well, I suppose you did only glance at it after all. But remember that poets often express their own thoughts, feelings, and experiences in their work. They usually do more than tell a simple story or paint a picture. In this case, perhaps the subject of the poem is only being symbolically compared to a ghost. Lingering in her last remaining place of comfort, unable to let go of the past, and soon to be left with nothing. That's a lot more solemn, putting it that way. I hadn't even thought of that. That's impressive. Huh? It's nothing really. Yours was impressive too, so nah. If anything, I could probably learn a thing or two from you. You think so? Yeah, of course. You know, I was really nervous about doing all this, but in the end I enjoyed it. I'm gonna keep doing my best for you, Fez. Me too. Alright, who do I show my poem to next? Let's go Sayori. Dots. This is a good poem, Fez. Are you sure it's your first time? Of course. It's not that good. Am I the kind of guy who'd be writing poems in his spare time? I guess you're right. But that's why it impressed me. Well, to be honest, I was afraid that you wouldn't do it seriously, or that you wouldn't write one at all. I'm really happy you just wrote one. It reminds me of how you really are part of this club now. Not to mention the fact that I'm standing in front of you in the club room. Well, of course. I'm not really into it yet, but it doesn't mean I'll break my promise. See? It's like I said before. Deep down, you're not selfish at all, you know? Trying new things like this for other people, that's something only really good people do. Thanks, Sayori. It means I'm the sacrifice. I'm not sure if Sayori sees the full picture of my motive here. Then again, I can't deny that she's part of the reason I joined, knowing how much it means to her and all. Yeah, and I'm gonna make sure you have lots of fun here, okay? That will be my way of thanking you. Alright, I'm gonna hold you to that then. Yay! Now, you'll read my poem too, right? Don't worry, I'm really bad at this. We'll see about that. Dear Sunshine, the way you glow through my blinds in the morning, it makes me feel like you missed me. Kissing my forehead to help me out of bed, and making me rub the sleepy from my eyes. Are you asking to come out and play? Are you trusting me to wish away a rainy day? I look above, the sky is blue. It's a secret, but I trust you too. If it wasn't for you, I could sleep forever. But I'm not mad. I want breakfast. Sayori. This is just a guess, but did you wait until this morning to write this? No. Just a little bit. You can't answer just a little bit to a yes or no question. I forgot to do it last night. Well, at least that makes me feel a little bit better about myself. Don't be mean. I still tried my best. Yeah. I didn't mean to say it was a bad poem. It just came out nice. It came out nice, or how should I put it? It sounds just like you. Really? Yeah. Especially that last line. I made eggs and toast. Even though you were late to school? It's bad to skip breakfast. I get all cranky. Well, I guess there's no point in arguing. Anyway, thanks for showing me. Haha. This was so much fun. Monica's the best. Yeah. But next time, I won't forget. I'm gonna write the best poem ever. Well, I guess I look forward to it. Alright, let's do Monica next. Let's see if we have Natsuki for last. Hi, having a good time so far? Yeah. Good, glad to hear it. By the way, since you're doing everything, if you ever have any suggestions for the club, like new activities or things we can do better, I'm always listening. Don't be afraid to bring things up, okay? Alright, I'll keep that in mind. God, middle management, all over. Of course, I'll be afraid to bring things up. I'm much better off just going with the flow until I'm more settled in. Anyway, want to share your poem with me? It's kind of embarrassing, but I guess I have to. Don't worry. We're all a little embarrassed today, you know? But that's a sort of barrier that we'll all learn to get past soon. Yeah, that's true. I hand Monica my poem. Mm-hmm. Great job, Fez. This is going well right in your quarterly report. I was going, oh, in my head while reading this. It's really metaphorical. I'm not sure why, but I didn't expect you to go for something so deep. I guess I underestimated you. It's easiest for me to keep everyone's expectations low. That way, it always counts when I put in some effort. That's not very fair. Well, I guess it worked anyway. You know that Yuri likes this kind of writing, right? Nailed it. Definitely got the Yuri. Writing that's full of imagery and symbolism. Unlike Sayori, who likes using simple and direct words to describe happiness and sadness. Yuri likes to when readers are left to derive their own meaning out of it. It's very challenging to write like that effectively, both allowing people to get something out of it just by feel, or letting them deeply analyze all the nuances. It can take years of practice, which I'm assuming Yuri has at this point. I've never really asked, though. I'm sure I'm nowhere near her level yet. Don't worry so much about that. You do your own thing. Just keep exploring and learn by trying new things. I'm sure I'll end up trying different things a lot. It could take a while before I feel comfortable doing this. That's okay. I love to see you try new things. The best way to find the kind of style that's the best way to find the kind of style that suits you. Everyone else might be a little biased towards their own kinds of styles, but I'll always help you find out what suits you the most. So don't force yourself to write the way everyone else wants you to write. It's not like you have to worry about impressing them or anything. Haha. Haha. Anyway, do you want to read my poem now? Don't worry, I'm not very good. You sound pretty confident for someone who claims to not be very good. Well, that's because I have to sound confident. That doesn't mean I always feel that way, you know? I see. Well, let's read it then. Hole in wall. It couldn't have been me. See the direction the spackle protrudes? A noisy neighbor? An angry boyfriend? I'll never know. I wasn't home. I peer inside for a clue. No! I can't see. I reel, blind like a film left out in the sun. But it's too late. My retinas, already scorched with a permanent copy of the meaningless image. It's just a little hole. It wasn't too bright. It was too deep, stretching forever into everything. A hole of infinite choices. I realize now that I wasn't looking in, I was looking out. And he, on the other side, was looking in. Yeah, she's straight up a murderer. That's what that is. So what do you think? It's very freeform, if that's what you call it. Sorry, I'm not really the right person to ask for feedback. It's okay. It was just a bearing of my own personal soul. That's the kind of style that's pretty popular nowadays. That is, a lot of poems have been putting emphasis on the timing between words and lines. When I performed out loud, it could be very powerful. What was the inspiration behind this one? Well, I'm not sure if I know how to put it. I guess you could say I had some kind of epiphany recently. It's been influencing my poems a bit. An epiphany? Yeah, something like that. I'm kind of nervous to talk about deep stuff like that because it's kind of coming on strongly. Maybe after everyone is better friends with each other. Anyway, here's Monica's writing tip of the day. Sometimes when you're writing a poem or a story, your brain gets too fixated on a specific point. If you try so hard to make it perfect, then you'll never make any progress. Just force yourself to get something down on the paper and tidy it up later. Another way to think about this is, if you keep your pen in the same spot for too long, you'll just get a big dark puddle of ink. So just move your hand and go with the flow. That's my advice for today. Thanks for listening. Who should I read my poem to next? No one. I'm done. Alright, fine, Natsuki. ... question mark? Well, it's about what I expected from someone like you. That's a little blunt. Well, excuse me. It's not like I said it was bad. I just didn't evoke any emotions. So basically, it's not cute enough for your tastes. Do you want to get smacked? I'll pass. Well, anyway, I guess I need to show you mine. Not that you'll like it. Eagles can fly, monkeys can climb, crickets can leap, horses can race, owls can seek. Cheetahs can run, eagles can fly, people can try, but that's about it. The fuck? Yeah, I told you weren't gonna like it. I like it, I lied. What? Just be honest. I am. Why are you so convinced I wouldn't like it? Well, because everyone in high school thinks that writing has to be all sophisticated and stuff, so people don't even take my writing seriously. But isn't the point of poems for people to express themselves? Your writing style wouldn't make your message any less valid. Yes, exactly. I like when it's easy to read but hits you hard, like in this poem. Seeing everyone around you do great things can be really disheartening, so I decided to write about it. Yeah, I understand. But the other nice thing about simple writing is that it puts more weight on the wordplay. I like to set up for a rhyme at the end, but then it made it fall flat on purpose. It helps bring out the feeling in the last line. So you did. I guess more went into it than I realized. That's what it means to be a pro. I'm glad you learned something. Don't expect that from the youngest one here, did ya? Yeah, I guess not. I decided to humor her with that last comment. I don't really care how old everyone is, but if Natsuki is feeling proud, then I won't take that away from her. Phew. I guess that's everyone. I glance around the room. That was a little more stressful than I anticipated. It's as if everyone was judging me for my mediocre writing abilities. Even if they're just being nice, there's no way my poems can stand up to theirs. This is a literature club after all. I sigh. I guess that's what I ended up getting myself into. Across the room, Sayori and Monica are happily chatting. My eyes land on Yuri and Natsuki. They gingerly exchange the sheets of paper, sharing their respective poems. As they read in tandem, I watch each of their expressions change. Natsuki's eyebrows furrow in frustration. Meanwhile, Yuri smiles sadly. What's with this language? Huh? Did you say something? Oh, it's nothing. Natsuki dismissively returns the poem to the desk with one hand. I guess you could say it's fancy. Thanks. Yours is... cute. Cute? Did you completely miss the symbolism or something? It's clearly about the feeling of giving up. How can that be cute? I know that. I just meant the language, I guess. I was trying to say something nice. Huh? You mean you have to try that hard to come up with something nice to say? Thanks, but it really didn't come out nice at all. Well, I do have a couple suggestions. If I was looking for suggestions, I would have asked someone who actually liked it. Which people did, by the way. Sayori liked it, and Fez did too. So based on that, I'll gladly give you some suggestions of my own. First of all, excuse me, I appreciate the offer, but I spent a long time establishing my writing style. I don't expect it to change anytime soon, unless of course I come across something particularly inspiring, which I haven't yet. And Fez liked my poem too, you know. He even told me he was impressed by it. Natsuki suddenly stands up. Oh? I didn't realize you were so invested in trying to impress our new member, Yuri. That's not what you're just... Yuri stands up as well. Maybe you're just jealous that Fez appreciates my advice more than he appreciates yours. Oh, this is getting good. Huh? How do you know he didn't appreciate my advice more? Are you that full of yourself? No. If I was full of myself, I would deliberately go out of my way to make everything I do overly cutesy. Sayori says, is everyone okay? Well, you know what? I wasn't the one whose boobs magically grew a size bigger as soon as Fez started showing up. Damn! Natsuki, that's a little... This doesn't involve you, Natsuki and Yuri say. I don't like fighting, guys. Suddenly both girls turn towards me, as if they just noticed I was standing there. Fez, she's just trying to make me look bad. That's not true. She started it. If she could get over herself and learn to appreciate that simple writing is far more effective, then this wouldn't have happened in the first place. What's the point of making your poems all convoluted for no reason? The meaning should jump out at the reader, not force them to have to figure it out. Help me explain that to her, Fez. Wait, there's a reason we have so many deep and expressive words in our language. The only way to convey complex feeling and meaning is most effectively with big words. Avoiding them is not unnecessarily limiting yourself, it's also a waste. You understand that, right? Well? Dots. How did I get dragged into this in the first place? I just wanted a cupcake. It's not like I know anything about writing, but whoever I agree with will probably think more highly of me. So who's it gonna be? Ooh. Decision time. 2020. I'll be honest, I had been on Team Yuri, but the, not even being able to be nice, it's kind of rude. Yeah, this nonsense? No. Help me, Sayori. Get me out of this. Natsuki glares at me, drying any words I had in my mouth. So instead I turn to Yuri. Yuri? Dots. But Yuri's expression is so defenseless that I can't bring myself to say anything to her. Dots. Sayori? Yeah? Everyone's fighting is making Sayori uncomfortable. How can the two of you keep fighting when you know you're making your friend feel like this? Fez. Well, that's her problem. This isn't about her. I agree. It's unfair for others to interject their own feelings into our conflict. Yeah, unless Sayori wants to tell Yuri what a stuck-up jerk she's being, she would never. It's your immaturity that's made her upset in the first place. Excuse me? Are you listening to yourself? This is exactly why nobody likes... Stop, Sayori says. Dash. Natsuki, Yuri, you guys are my friends. And I just want everyone to get along and be happy. My friends are wonderful people, and I love them because of their differences. Natsuki's poems, they're amazing because they give you many feelings with so few words. And Yuri's poems are amazing because they paint beautiful pictures in your head. Everyone's so talented, so why are we fighting? Because, well... Also, Natsuki's cute and there's nothing wrong with that. And Yuri's boobs are the same as they always were. Big and beautiful. Dots. Sayori stands up triumphantly. Monika stands behind her with a bewildered expression. I'll make some tea, says Yuri. Yuri rushes off. Natsuki sits down with a blank expression on her face, staring at nothing. So this is why Sayori is vice president, I say. I whisper to Monika. Okay, that's what I do. She nods in return. To be honest, I might come off as a good leader and I can organize things, but I'm not very good with people. I can even read myself to interject. As president, that's kind of embarrassing for me. Nah, it's not like I can blame you. I wasn't able to say anything either. Well, I guess it just means Sayori's amazing in her own ways, isn't she? You could say that. She might be an airhead, but sometimes it's weirdly suspicious that she knows exactly what she's doing. I see. Take good care of her, okay? I would hate to see her get herself hurt. That makes two of us. Fucking ominous game. You can count on me. Monica smiles sweetly at me, causing my stomach to knot. Such a genuine person really does make a good president. Regardless of what she says. If only I get the chance to talk to her a little more. Okay, everyone. It's just about time for us to leave. How'd y'all feel about sharing your poems? It was a lot of fun. Well, I'd say it was worth it. Yeah, it was alright. Well, mostly. Fez, how about you? Yeah, I'd say the same. It was a neat thing to talk about with everyone. Awesome. In that case, we'll do the same thing tomorrow. And maybe you've learned something from your friends too. So our poems will turn out even better. Dots. I think to myself. Did I learn something more about the kind? I did learn something more about the kinds of poem everyone likes. With any luck, that means I can do a better job impressing those I want to impress. I nod to myself with newfound determination. Fez, ready to walk home? Says Sayori. Sure, let's go. Sayori beams at me. It truly has been a while since Sayori and I have spent this much time together. I can't really say I'm not enjoying it either. Sayori, about what happened earlier. What do you mean? You know, between Yuri and Natsuki? Does that kind of thing happen often? No. That's really the first time I've seen them fight like that. I promise, they're both wonderful people. You don't hate them, do you? No, I don't hate them. I just wanted your opinion, that's all. I can see why they'd make good friends with you. Phew. You know what, Fez? It's nice that you spend time. It's nice I get to spend time with you in the club. But I'd really like to see you at the cash bar. I think seeing you get along with everyone is what makes me the happiest. And I think everyone really likes you too. Every day is going to be so much fun. It looks like Sayori still hasn't caught on to the situation I'm in. Sure, being friends with everyone is nice, but does it really need to stop there? We'll just have to see what the future holds, Sayori. I pat Sayori on the shoulder. I said that more to myself than to her, but it's easy to use Sayori as an internal monologue sometimes. Okay. Yeah, let's do this. Alright, poem part 2, let's go. Alright, so I think I'm gonna try for Sayori this time. The not fighter. So let's see. Sayori liked a lot of cloud imagery, a lot of food imagery. So let's go with milk. Chocolate and her, yeah, it's chocolate. Let's see. Talks about the club all the time, so party. Probably either fireworks or sweet. Let's go with sweet. Flower, ribbon, special, games. Let's go with games. Seems the most middle of the road between cutesy and dark. Faster. Memories. Yeah, that makes sense. Bubble, shiny, question, whistle, bunny, dance, sticky, suicide, cry, clumsy. Clumsy. Pink, treasure, sensation, climax, imagination, embrace, pleasure, childhood. Shame, bed, merger, fantasy, or meager. Merger would be Monica. Hurt, kitty, rose, death, twirl, unending. Let's go fantasy. Anxiety, amazing, vertigo, tenacious, philosophy, charm, breathe, unrequited, anger, disarray. Let's go with unrequited, because she's clearly... Oh, do they bounce when you pick a word that they like? Oh shit, that changes everything! Alright. Or is coincidence. Summer, after image, playground, unstable, heart, sing, agonizing, essence, vivid. Let's go summer. Damn it. Vanilla, broken, portrait, inferno, vivacious, extreme, prayer, passion, horror. Poof. Let's go prayer. Yep. Journey. Damn it. Nature, insight, skipping, romance, giggle, anime, friends. Yeah. Marriage, happiness, skirt, misfortune, rainbow, papa, disoriented, ocean, marriage. Yeah, waifu. Shopping, boop, cheeks, sunset, Valentine, dream, grief, atone, intellectual, tears. Dream. Damn it. Starscape, existence, time, heartbeat, dazzle, judgment, feather, music, despise, electricity. Music. Yeah. Captive, whisper, warm, beauty, kiss, crimson, love, uncontrollable, aura, flying. Love. Nice. Together, strawberry, tragedy, vibrant, sparkle, frightening, puppy, cage, jumpy, clouds. Clouds? Damn it. Lipstick, graveyard, covet, sock, silly, laugh, marshmallow, bliss, destiny, lucky. Let's go with laugh. Alright. Another day passes, and it's time for the club meeting already. I think this is farther than I got last time. So I might be at a new stage. Oh, I'm not ready for the spooks. I'm not ready for the spookiness at all. Gotten a little bit more comfortable here over the past couple days. Entering the club room, the usual scene greets me. Sayori. Hi, Fez. Yo, Sayori. Looks like you're in a good mood today. Yeah? I'm still just not used to you being in the club, that's all. I see. That's a pretty simple thing to get you in a good mood. But I guess it's always the simple things with you anyway. Speaking of which, I'm kinda hungry. Will you come with me to get a snack? No thanks. Huh? That's not like you at all. I have my reasons. Why don't we take a look in your purse, Sayori? Huh? Why that all of a sudden? No reason, really. I just wanted to look at it. Sayori nervously retrieves her coin purse. She fumbles with the latch and gets it open, and then she turns it out upside down and lets the contents spill into the desk. Only 2 small coins fall out. Haha, I knew it. I can see right through you, Sayori. That's not fair. How'd you even know? It's simple. If you had enough money from the first place, you would have bought a snack before coming into the club room. So either you're not hungry and want an excuse to take a walk, or you plan to conveniently forget that you spent all your money so that I would lend you some. But there's one more thing. You're always hungry. So that only leaves one option. I give up. Don't make me feel guilty. If you feel guilty, that just means you deserve to feel guilty. Haha. Yuri suddenly giggles. Huh? I didn't notice that she was listening in. Her face is in her book as always. I wasn't listening or anything. It's just something in my book. Yuri, tell Fez to let me borrow some money. Don't get me involved in like that, Sayori. Besides, you should only buy what you can responsibly afford. That's lame. And frankly, after pulling a mischievous little stunt like that, your suffering is fair enough retribution. Dots. I didn't mean that. I got too absorbed in my book. I really like when you speak your mind, Yuri. It doesn't happen much, but it's a fun side of you. There's no way you could think that. You were right, though. I did something bad, and now I have to accept the retribution. That. But still, coming from you, Sayori, I guess there's a little devil inside all of us, isn't there? God, fuck no. I have little pre-goosebumps on my back right now. I'm waiting for it to get bad. Ugh. Don't let her fool you. Sayori knows exactly what she's doing. After all, she told you guys she was bringing me to the club before she even told me. But you wouldn't have come if it wasn't for the cupcakes, so I had to trick Natsuki into making them. Come on, give me more credit than that, Sayori. Pwap. Oh, what's a pwap? Ka! Out of nowhere, something smacks Sayori in the face and tumbles onto the desk. Ow! What was... a cookie? Sure enough, it's a giant cookie wrapped in plastic. Sayori glances around. Is this a miracle? It's because I paid my restitution. Retribution. Actually, that one almost worked. I was just going to give it to you, but then I heard you blab about the cupcakes. It was totally worth seeing your reaction, though. Natsuki, that's so nice of you. I'm so happy. Sayori hugs the cookie. Jeez, just eat it. Sayori rapidly tears open the wrapper and takes a big bite. Man, I'm getting hungry. Maybe I should stop playing this game before it gets scary. Never pick it up again and go eat a cookie. So good. Muff. You face. Sayori suddenly clasped her hands over her mouth. I bit my tongue. Oh, she actually did the... Okay. Okay. We're going. You're gonna go through a lot... You're going through a lot over just one cookie. Natsuki takes a bite of her own cookie. Yours looks really good too, Natsuki. Can I try it? Jeez. Beggars can't be choosers. But yours is chocolate. Yeah, why do you think I gave you that one? Fine. Still, I'm really happy that you shared this one with me. Sayori gets out of her seat and goes behind Natsuki and then wraps her arms around her. Jeez, Natsuki says. I get it. Cookie still in hand. Natsuki reaches up to nudge Sayori off of her. Hop! Sayori suddenly leans down and takes a bite out of Natsuki's cookie. Hey! Did you seriously just do that? Mouthful, Sayori trots away to safety. Yuri and I laugh as well. Jeez, you're such a kid sometimes. Monika, could you tell Sayori? Natsuki glances around. Monika isn't in the club room. She's out murdering again. Ugh, where's Monika anyway? Good question, Yuri says. Have any of you heard anything about her being late today? Not me. Yeah, I haven't either. That's a bit unusual. I hope she's okay. Of course she's okay. She's probably just had something to do today. She's pretty popular after all. Huh? You don't think she has a... I wouldn't be surprised, Yuri says. She's probably more desirable than all of us combined. That's true. Excuse me? Suddenly the door swings open. I'm sorry. I'm super sorry, Monika says. There you are. I didn't mean to be late. I hope you guys weren't worried or anything. Huh? Monika chose the club over her boyfriend after all, Sayori says. You're so strong-willed. Boyfriend? What on earth are you talking about? Oh, you mean Lord Satan? Monika quizzically glances at me. Never mind that. What held you up anyway? Well, my last period today was study hall. To be honest, I kind of just lost track of time. That makes no sense, though. You would have heard the bell ring, at least. I must not have heard it since I was practicing piano. Piano? I wasn't aware you played music as well, Monika. I don't really. I just kind of started recently. I've always wanted to learn piano. That's so cool. You should play something for us, Monika. Monika looks at me. Maybe once I get a little bit better, I will. Yay! She's literally going to learn how to play the piano just to deal with this social faux pas. That sounds cool. I'd also look forward to it. Is that so? In that case, I won't let you down. Monika smiles sweetly. I didn't mean any pressure or anything like that. Don't worry. I've been practicing a whole lot recently, and I'd really love the chance to share once I'm ready. I see. In that case, best of luck. Thanks. So I didn't miss anything, did I? Not really. I chose to leave out Sayori's mischievous escapade. I'm sure Natsuki will end up complaining to her anyway. It looks like everyone here's already settled down. Sayori somehow has managed to finish her entire cookie. Yuri's back into her book, and Natsuki disappeared into the closet. Man, looks like no one wants to be bothered today, so I slumped down in the nearest desk. How am I supposed to occupy myself with something literature-related by myself like this? I guess I could always read some of that book Yuri gave me, but I'm feeling a little too tired to read. I could probably fall asleep right now. I close my eyes and end up listening in on Sayori's conversation with Monika. We're probably going to seem really lame compared to all the other clubs, though. Well, we can't give up. The festival is our chance to show everyone what literature is all about. The problem is the idea of a literature club sounds so dense and intellectual. But it's not like that at all, you know? We just need a way of showing that to everybody. Something that speaks to their creative minds. That doesn't solve the problem, though. Huh? What do you mean? Even if we come up with the most fun thing ever, Nobody will come in the first place if it's a literature event. So it's more important to figure out how to get people to show up in the first place, you know? After they come, we can do the thing to speak to their creative minds. What's this? Sarah's taking this really seriously. It's rare to hear her deliberating like this. That's a good point. In that case, do you think food would do the trick? What kind? Of course. Well, I guess we could. Cupcakes! Good thinking. Natsuki would love to do that. You're right. Natsuki makes the best cupcakes. That works out perfectly. That wasn't why you suggested it? Cupcakes speak to my creative tummy. Dots. Cupcakes it is then. I'm hungry. Anyway, we still need to work out the details of the event itself. I find myself smiling. In the end, Sayori is still her usual self. But therein lies the unexpected reason I admire her. Unlike me, who has trouble finding any motivation at all, Sayori can put her mind to things and make them come to life. I suppose that's why I ended up letting her get on my case about things. I can't help but wonder what it would be like to see the world through her eyes. Oof. Wah. I opened my eyes to find Sayori's face filling my vision. I nearly fell out of my chair. Sorry. Wait. Actually, I'm not sorry at all. It's your fault for sleeping like that. This isn't the napping club. Does our school have a napping club? You're staying up late again, aren't you? Now that you're in a club, you're gonna have less time for anime, you know. You'll need to get used to it. Don't say that out loud. Fucking weeb. Fucking weeb. I glance over my shoulder to see if Monica overheard. It's true, though. Yeah. I know. You're always looking out for me, Sayori. It's what I do best. That's a problem. What about you? You look out for me better than you look out for yourself. You're still oversleeping every day, aren't you? Not every day. That's not very convincing. How many days this past week have you gotten up on time? It's a secret. And you knew it. Come on. Oh god, it's Joe Biden. Come on, man. At least give me the benefit of the doubt. I can't even do that. Look, Sayori, it's written all over you. Huh? Sayori glances around at herself. How is it written all over me? You were clearly in a rush this morning. Look at your hair, it's sticking out here. All around here. I run my fingertips down the side of Sayori's hair, trying to straighten it out. Damn! Man, you really need a brush for this. My hair is really hard to get right. I won't fall for that. There's more than just your hair. Look, your bow isn't even straight either. And there's a toothpaste stain on your collar right there. I try to wipe off the stain with my finger. But nobody would ever notice that. Of course they would. Nobody's going to tell you about it because they don't want to embarrass you. Dude. Rude. Fortunately, I really don't care about that. You meanie. And you don't even keep your blazer buttoned up. Seriously, Sayori. Why do you think you don't have a boyfriend yet? Damn. That's super mean. Sorry, but you'll thank me later. I start to button her blazer from the bottom. Once you see how much better it looks, you'll change your mind. This is so funny. What is? Well, I was just thinking how weird it is to have a friend who does these kind of things. Huh? Don't say that. You'll make me feel weird about it, stupid. It's okay, though. I'm happy we're like this. Aren't you? She's gonna fucking murder me. She's gonna fucking murder me, guys. I'm gonna die. It's gonna happen. I guess... Hey, be careful. That button might come off. Why is this one so hard to close? I struggle to fully close the button near her chest. Man, I'm a real Einstein. Does this thing ever fit you properly? Or even fit you properly? It did when I bought it. If you ever buttoned it, you would have noticed it sooner that it doesn't fit you anymore. What are you smiling about? It means my boobs got bigger again. Don't say that out loud. Anyway, you look much better now, so, why does it feel strange to see Sayori's blazer buttoned up like that? But it's so stuffy. It's not worth it at all. Sayori hastily unbuttons her blazer once more because the artist did not want to make another model for her. Phew, that's so much better. Sayori puts her arms out and twirls around. So if I keep it unbuttoned, then I won't get a boyfriend, right? What kind of logic is that? And why are you saying it like it's a good thing? Because if I had a boyfriend, they wouldn't even let you do those things like that. Or he wouldn't even let you do things like this. And you'd take care of me better than anyone else would, so... Anyway, that's why I'm keeping it a button. Stop saying all these embarrassing things. Huh? I didn't say anything embarrassing. Jeez. Well, anyway, just focus on trying to wake up a little earlier. Only if you focus on getting to bed earlier. Fine, fine. It's a deal. I guess we really are better at taking care of each other than we are at taking care of ourselves. Yeah, I guess so, huh? So maybe you should come wake me up in the morning. You're doing it again, Sayori. Aw, but I was joking that time. Man, it's impossible to tell with you sometimes. Okay, everyone. Huh? Monica suddenly calls out. Why don't we share the poems we wrote now? Yay! I can't wait to read yours. Yeah, same. I feel it's unenthusiastic, but Sayori still trots away to retrieve her poem. Alright. Sayori first. Let's go. Dots. Oh my goodness. This is so good. Huh? I love it. Especially after yesterday's poem. You're too honest sometimes, Sayori. No, but really. I want to put this on my wall. Can I? Sayori. You must be seriously overreacting. I'm not a good writer at all. I honestly have no idea what I'm doing. Well, maybe that's why, because I have no idea what I like either. Jeez. I'm sure Yuri's opinion has to be a little bit more constructive than this. Maybe even Natsuki's. Are you sure you don't like it just because I wrote it? Huh? Well, I'm sure that's part of it. I think I understand you better than a lot of other people, you know? So when I read your poem, it's not just a poem. It's a Fez poem. And that's what makes it feel extra special. Like, I can feel your feelings in it. Sayori hugs the sheet against her chest. You're so weird, Sayori. Well, I'm not very good at figuring out if poems are good or bad, but that's why I just go by my heart. And if it makes me feel things, then it must be a good poem. I'm not sure that's exactly how it works. Then again, I guess conveying feelings is a pretty important part of this whole thing. Yeah, maybe. Honestly, I don't even know what kind of writing you like in the first place. Yeah, me neither. Why don't you at least try giving it some thought? You want to write something for me? That's so sweet. Yeah, right. But you're always thinking about other people. You need to think about yourself once in a while. If you don't, you might end up getting hurt at some point. Huh? Well, I don't really know what you mean by that, but we'll probably figure out when this dark twist comes up. But I'll try to keep it in mind. Well, whatever. Anyway, let's see. I guess I like happy poems. Wait, sometimes I like sad poems too. Sometimes a little bit of both. There's a word for that, right? What's the word I'm looking for? Bittersweet. Yeah, putting it into baking terms. Solid. I like the things that are happy and things that are sad. Happy and sad? I can't see you liking something sad, Sayori. Well, I like happy the most, but sometimes when you're having a little rain cloud in your head, I chose rain cloud, and it was not her word. A sad poem can help you give the rain cloud a little hug, and make a nice happy rainbow. Sayori, that's unexpectedly poetic. It is? Maybe I'm getting better at expressing my feelings after all. Thanks. I should go write that down then. You can read my poem now, okay? Bottles. I pop off my scalp like the lid of a cookie jar. It's this secret place where I keep all my dreams. Little balls of sunshine all rubbing together like a bundle of kittens. I reach inside with my thumb and forefinger and pluck one out. It's warm and tingly. But there's no time to waste. I put it in a bottle to keep it safe. And then I put the bottle on the shelf with all the other bottles. Happy thoughts, happy thoughts, happy thoughts, and bottles all in a row. My collection makes me lots of friends. Each bottle is starlight to make amends. Sometimes my friends feel a certain way. Down comes a bottle to save the day. Night after night, more dreams. Friend after friend, more bottles. Deeper and deeper my fingers go. Like exploring a dark cave, discovering the secrets hiding in the nooks and crannies. Digging and digging, scraping and scraping. I blow dust off my bottle caps. It doesn't even feel like time elapsed. My empty shelf could use some more. My friends look through my locked front door. Finally, all done. I open up and in come my friends. In they come in such a hurry. Do they want my bottles that much? I frantically pull them from the shelf, one after the other, holding them out to each and every friend, each and every bottle. But every time I let one go, it shatters against the tile beneath my feet. Happy thoughts, happy thoughts, happy thoughts, in shards all over the floor. They are supposed to be for my friends who aren't smiling. They're all shouting, pleading, something. But all I hear is echo, 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 echo inside my head. Damn, that's fucking dark. Holy crap. Sarah, did you really write this? Of course I did. Didn't I tell you yesterday I was going to write the best poem ever? Yeah, but I didn't expect something like this coming from you. Monica taught me a whole lot, and I've been really in touch with my feelings recently. I'm actually cripplingly depressed. I see that. It's almost kind of creepy. Creepy? Well, not exactly. Maybe because I'm so used to you being cheerful. Well, never mind. I'm thinking too hard about it. The point is, it came out good, and you should be proud of it. Aw, thanks. I feel like I was meant to express myself this way. Even if it helps me understand my own feelings a little bit better. Writing is like magic. You've gotten pretty passionate about this, huh? I hope you keep it up. Yeah, writing is the best. I'm gonna keep writing until I die, which is gonna be in like an hour. Don't get ahead of yourself. Sarah's always got a habit of getting obsessed with something and before dropping it no more than a week later. I wonder if this is one of those times. But seeing the passion in her eyes makes it hard for me to be pessimistic. Let's go with Yuri. I'm just gonna hate mine. Is it my turn? Let's see how it compares to yesterday's. I see. It's a bit different. I respect you for trying different things, Fez. Were you inspired by Nasuki's poem? Or Sayori's, perhaps? Well, I guess you could say that. I thought so. I'm happy for you. You don't need to find inspiration in my poems. I write them for myself, not for anyone else. So I don't really need for people to like them or anything. Yuri? I'm sorry for being blunt, but you're overthinking this a little. Just because our styles are different doesn't mean I dislike your poems. In fact, if I try to do something in your style, I'd probably just do a terrible job. I see. I'm sorry. My stupid mind likes to do that sometimes. Anyway, you don't need to be afraid to be a little bit more daring. Metaphors can go a long way. Don't feel like you need to work your brain like turning a bunch of gears. Try letting your mind wander through your feelings and write down those things you see and hear. That's one way to truly enable your reader to see into your mind. And it's a very intimate exercise. I see. That's a certainly interesting technique. Thanks for sharing. I have an example of that if you'd like to read it. Of course. Is this the poem you wrote for today? Yuri nods and timidly hands me her poem. The Raccoon. It happened in the dead of night while I was slicing bread for a guilty snack. My attention was caught by the scuttering of a raccoon outside my window. That was, I believe, the first time I noticed my strange tendencies as an unordinary human. I gave the raccoon a piece of bread, my subconscious well aware of the consequences. Well aware that a raccoon that is fed will always come back for more. The enticing beauty of my cutting knife was the symptom. The bread, my hungry curiosity, the raccoon, an urge. The moon increments its phase and reflects that much more light off my cutting knife, the very same light that glistens in the eyes of my raccoon friend. I slice the bread, fresh and soft. The raccoon has become excited. Or perhaps I'm merely projecting my emotions onto the newly satisfied animal. The raccoon has taken to following me. You could say that we've gotten quite used to each other. The raccoon becomes hungry more and more frequently, so my bread is always handy. Each time I brandish my cutting knife, the raccoon shows me its excitement. A rush of blood, a classic Pavlovian condition. I slice the bread, and I feed myself again. It was a little more daring than this one than yesterday's. I can see that. It's a lot more metaphorical. I don't know if it's my fault, but I can't begin to imagine what this poem is about. She fucking murders raccoons. She fucking feeds them bread, gives them a follower, and then she fucking rushes blood right up the artery. That's right. It's a bit closer to my preferred writing style, using the poems as a canvas to express vivid imagery and conveying emotions through them. Yeah, if I take it at face value, then I can't even figure out what it's supposed to mean. Well, I think it's something that different people can relate to in their own way. I want to express the way it feels for me to indulge in my more unusual hobbies. Jesus fuck. It's these sort of things that I'm usually forced to keep to myself, so I sometimes enjoy writing about them. Why do you keep them to yourself? Because they're illegal. They're embarrassing, and people would make fun of me. Don't you have anything like that? Well, yeah, I guess I do. Fucking weeb. I feel like everyone has a little something like that. The best we can do is respect each other and our individualities, even if it's difficult sometimes, and some things make us uncomfortable. After all, if I hadn't learned to embrace my own weirdness, I'd probably hate myself. I might be ranting a little bit now, but I'm glad you're a good listener. Doop. Alright, let's go Natsuki then Monica. Well, it's not really any worse than your last one, but I can't really say I like it any better either. Phew. Huh? Phew what? Well, anything that isn't a train wreck, I'll take as a win. And I get the feeling you're probably the most critical. Hey, what makes you... Wait, maybe that was a compliment? Aha, glad to see someone recognizes my experience. Well then, keep practicing and maybe you'll be as good as me someday. That's, something tells me that Natsuki completely missed the point. Come to think of it, this kind of reminds me of Sayori's poem from yesterday. You think so? Yeah, well, I guess if you've been friends with her for so long, you might be on the same wavelength. But she never really struck me as her type. Sayori has a type all of a sudden? Well, I don't know. But honestly, how can someone so, fluffy spend so much time with someone like you? It's like she's dragging around a dead weight. That was a little unnecessary. But think of it this way. If it weren't for me, she'd probably just fly away like letting go of a balloon. You could say that we take care of each other in our own way. Whatever it is, I don't get it. Oh, yeah, I guess I'm supposed to show you my poem. Here. Man, what a jerk. Amy likes spiders. For any worm fans out there, I'm liking this already. You know what I heard about Amy? Amy likes spiders. Icky, wriggly, hairy, ugly spiders. That's why I'm not friends with her. Amy has a cute singing voice. I heard her singing my favorite love song. Every time she sang the chorus, my heart would pound to the rhythm of her words. But she likes spiders. That's why I'm not friends with her. One time, I hurt my leg really bad. Amy helped me up and took me to the nurse. I tried not to let her touch me. She likes spiders, so her hands are probably gross. That's why I'm not friends with her. Amy has lots of friends. I always see her talking to people. She probably talks about spiders. What if her friends start to like spiders too? That's why I'm not friends with her. It doesn't matter if she has other hobbies. It doesn't matter if she keeps it private. It doesn't matter if it doesn't hurt anyone. It's gross, she's gross, the world is better off without spider lovers, and I'm going to tell everyone. Sup, I don't know nickname. Thanks for popping in. I'm totally enjoying this just a simple dating sim virtual novel and nothing else. Not bad, right? It's quite a bit longer than yesterday's. Yesterday's was way too short. I was just warming up. I hope you don't think that it was the best that I could do. No, of course not. Anyway, the message is pretty straightforward in this poem. I doubt I have to explain it. It's clearly an allegory about racism and these trying times we live in. Sometimes you can explain complicated issues with much simpler analogies. And it helps people realize how stupid they're being. Like, anyone would agree that the subject of the poem is an ignorant jerk. Do you know people like that? Of course. It's about how everyone thinks That doesn't matter. It can be about anything. Oh, it's about weebs. It's about weebs. I wrote it because it's easy to relate to. Everyone has some kind of weird hobby or guilty pleasure. Something that you're afraid of other people finding out about. They'd make fun of you or think less of you. But that just makes people stupid. Who cares what someone likes, as long as they're not hurting anyone and it makes them happy? I think people really need to learn to respect others for liking weird things. Huh, that's funny. Yuri wrote a poem about something similar today. Huh? Did you say Yuri? That's a fucking murder cult. It's a murder cult. They all go around killing rodents and then feeding them to spiders. Yeah. She said her poem was about an unusual hobby of hers. I didn't really get it, but she said something similar to you. That people shouldn't make each other feel insecure about those things. Really? Well, I mean, Yuri's pretty weird, so I wouldn't doubt she has some weird hobbies. Oh my god, she's the worst. Not that there's anything wrong with that. It's not like I judge her or anything. Natsuki has trouble finding words. I guess I should try not to be so mean to her. If she feels insecure about her weird behaviors and stuff, I mean, I always hate people who make me feel insecure. And Yuri made me feel insecure yesterday. But the way you put it, it sounds like she learned her lesson. Well, I'd say so. Even if her writing style is really different, I'm sure she'll appreciate the message in your poem. Well, that's what I do best after all. I don't like writing unless there's a good message to take away from it. Like, conveying emotions is important. But I want to make people think, not just feel. Remember that. I'm going to write a good one for tomorrow too, so look forward to it. Alright, Monica next. Middle manager Monica. Let's go. Hi again. How's the writing going? Alright, I guess. I'll take that. As long as it's not going bad. I'm happy to see that you're applying yourself. Maybe soon you'll come up with a masterpiece. I wouldn't count on that. You never know. Want to share what you wrote for today? Sure. Here you go. I gave my poem to Monica. Dots. Alright. I like this one. It makes me think of something Sayori would like. Is that so? You and Sayori are really good friends, right? I wouldn't be surprised if you had these sorts of things in common. Well, we may be good friends, but Sayori aren't actually really different. Well, that may be the case, but maybe there's some similarities that you wouldn't expect. The way she talks about you, it sounds like you two really care about each other's well-being. Even if you show it in different ways, it ends up being more similar than you'd think. So I think it's the kind of vibe I get when reading your poem. You sure you're not reading into it too much? I could be. Oh gosh, I sound like Yuri. But in any case, Sayori's writing has a kind of gentle feel to it. I can tell she really likes exploring with emotions like happiness and sadness. Who knew that someone so happy could enjoy sad things too? Yeah, that's totally unexpected. Well, to each their own. And you shouldn't be afraid to experiment a little bit either. But anyway, you want to read my poem now? I like the way this one turned out, so I hope you do too. Alright, let's take a look. Save me. The colors, they won't stop. Bright, beautiful colors. Flashing, expanding, piercing, red, green, blue, and endless. Cacophony of meaningless noise. The noise, it won't stop. Violent, grating waveforms, squeaking, screeching, piercing, sine, cosine, tangent. Like playing a chalkboard on a turntable, like playing a vinyl on a pizza crust. An endless poem of meaningless. Load me. Interesting. Oh, that's neat. Save me and load me. Okay, I can dig that. It's even more abstract than your last one, huh? It's just my mind going away. I guess it's just the way I write. I'm sorry if you don't like it. No, I never said that. It's just kind of... I've never seen it before, I guess. I kind of like playing with the space on the paper. Choosing where and how to space your words can totally change the mood of a poem. It's almost like magic. The way I wrote the lines really short makes it feel like they're trying to speak over the noise. I see. It's still hard for me to tell what it's about, though. Sometimes asking what a poem's about isn't the right question. A poem can be abstract as a physical expression of a feeling, or a conversation with the reader. So putting it that way, not every poem is about something. Anyway, Here's Monica's writing tip of the day. Sometimes you'll find yourself facing a difficult decision. When that happens, don't forget to save your game. You never know what you might change. You never know when you might change your mind. Save game. Alright. Or when something unexpected may happen. Wait, is this tip even about writing? What am I even talking about? Alright, fourth wall. Broken. I get it. I get it. That's my advice for today. Thanks for listening. Okay, everyone. We're all done reading each other's poems, right? I have something extra planned today, so if everyone could come sit at the front of the room... Is this about the festival? Well, sort of. Do we really have to do something for the festival? It's not like we can put together anything good in just a few days. We'll just end up embarrassing ourselves instead of getting any new members. That's a concern of mine as well. I don't really do well with last-minute preparations. Don't worry so much. We're going to keep it simple, okay? We won't need much more than a few decorations. Sarah's been working on posters, and I've designed some pamphlets that we can give out during the event. Okay, that's great and all, but that doesn't tell us what we're actually going to be doing for the event. Oh, sorry, I thought you'd heard about it already. We're going to be performing. Performing? Monica. Yeah, we're going to have a poetry performance. Each of us is going to choose a poem to recite during the event. But the cool part is, we're also going to let anyone else come up and recite poems too. Sarah is putting it on all the posters in case anyone wants to prepare ahead of time. Sarah, who's been coloring in a poster, holds it up for us to see. Are you kidding me, Monica? You didn't start putting these posters up, did you? Well, I did. Do you really think it's a bad of an idea? Well, no. It's not a bad idea. But I didn't sign up for this, you know? This is no way I'm gonna be performing in front of a group of people like that. I agree with Natsuki. I could never in my life do something like that. Imagining it, Yuri shakes her head in fear. Guys, no, Sayori. I understand where they're coming from. Remember that Natsuki and Yuri never shared their poems with anyone up until just a couple days ago. It's a lot to ask for them to recite their poems out loud to a whole room full of people. I guess I kind of overlooked that. I'm so sorry. But I still think we should give it our best. We're the only ones responsible for the fate of this club. If we start the event and each put on a good performance, then that will inspire other people to do the same. And the more people who will perform, the better we'll be able to show everyone what literature is all about. Yeah, it's about expressing your feelings, being intimate with yourself, finding new horizons, and having fun. That's right. And it's those reasons that we're all in this club today. Don't you want to share that with others? To inspire them to find the same feelings that brought you here in the first place? I know you do. I know we all do. And if it takes us standing in front of the room for 2 minutes and reciting a poem, then I know you can too. Do it too. Dots. Natsuki and Yuri remain silent. Sayori looks worried. I guess that leaves me no choice. How's the audio and stuff, guys, by the way? Just want to make sure that it's coming through okay. I guess that leaves me no choice. I agree. I don't think it's too much to ask. I think Sayori and Monica have been trying really hard to get new members, and the least we can do is help them out a little bit. Awesome, thanks for the heads up. Well, maybe, but... Dots. It looks like Natsuki doesn't have any arguments left. Okay, fine. I guess we'll just have to get it over with. Alright. Phew. Thanks, Natsuki. What about you, Yuri? Dots. Yuri dejectedly glances around everyone else's expectant faces. Sigh. I guess I don't really have a choice. That's everyone. You're the best, Yuri. This club is seriously going to be the death of me. God fucking damn it. God fucking damn it. She's going to murder everybody with a fucking bread knife. Oh gosh. You'll be fine, Yuri. But anyway, let's move on to the main event. I want each one of you to choose a poem of yours, and we're going to practice reciting them in front of each other. No way. Monica, This is too sudden. Well, if you can't recite your poem in front of the club, how do you expect to do it in front of strangers? Oh no. Don't worry. I'll start off to help everyone feel a little bit more comfortable. Can I go next? Of course. Now let's see. Monica flips through her notebook to the specific poem she has in mind for herself. She then stands behind the podium. The title of this poem is The Way They Fly. Ahem. Monica begins reciting her poem. Her clear, confident voice fills the room. More than that, her inflection is pristine. She knows exactly how to apply emotion behind each line she recites, bringing the words to life. Is this something she's done before, or is she simply a natural? I glance around me. Everyone has their eyes on Monica. Sayori looks amazed. Yuri has an intense expression on her face that I don't understand. Finally, Monica finishes the recitation. The four of us applaud. Monica takes a breath and smiles. Claps. Way to go, Monica. You did it. It was so good, Monica. Thank you so much. Princess Wave. I was just hoping to set a good example. Are you ready to go next, Sayori? I'll go next, Yuri says. Oh, Yuri's fired up all of a sudden. Yuri clutches a sheet of paper between her hands and stands up. Keeping her head down, she walks quickly over to the podium. This poem is called... Yuri anxiously glances at each of us. You can do it, Yuri. It's called... After Image of a Crimson Eye. Yuri's voice shakes as she starts reading the poem. Just a moment ago, she practically refused to do this. Why is she suddenly putting in so much effort? As Yuri gets past the first couple lines, her voice changes. It's almost like what happens when she gets absorbed into her books. Her quivering words transform into the sharp syllables of a fierce and confident woman, the poem full of twists and turns in its structure that she enunciates with perfect timing. This must be a rare glimpse into the whirling fire Yuri keeps concealed in her head. Suddenly, she's finished. Everyone is stunned. What did I do? Yuri snaps back into reality. Did they seriously put in a thing to move the text box away? Ah yes, I can see this pleated skirt better now. Fucking weeps. Yuri snaps back into reality and glances around her, as if she's bewildered even herself. It's up to me to save this situation. I'm the first to start applauding. Clap, clap, clap. Oh no, it's gotta be slow claps, huh? Yeah. Everyone joins me afterwards, and we give Yuri the recognition she deserves. It's not that we didn't want to applaud for her, but we were caught so off guard that we must have forgotten. As we applaud, Yuri holds the poem to her chest and rushes back into her seat. Yuri, that was really good. Thank you for sharing. Dots. Looks like Yuri is down for the count. Okay, I guess I'm next then. Sayori hops off her chair and cheerfully walks to the podium. This one's called My Meadow. Sorry I giggled. Sayori. This is a lot harder than I thought. How did you guys do it so easily? Try not to think of it like you're reciting to other people. Imagine reciting it to yourself, like in front of a mirror or in your own head. It's your poem, so it'll come out best that way. I see. Okay then. Sayori begins her poem. Somehow, it feels like her soft voice was made as a perfect match. The poem isn't aimlessly cheery as like Sayori is. It's serene and bittersweet. If I were to read this on paper, I probably wouldn't think of it that much of it, but hearing it come from Sayori's voice almost gives it a whole new meaning. Maybe this is what Sayori meant when she said she likes my poems. It's like I get to reach more deeply into someone's I thought I knew through and through. Sayori finishes and we applaud. I did it. Good job, Sayori. Even Fez liked it. I guess that's a good sign. What does that mean? It came out nicely, Sayori. The atmosphere of the poem fits you really nicely. But it might be that other poems wouldn't work quite as well with that kind of delivery. I don't really understand. In other words, it seems I've seen poems of yours that were sort of gentle, where that sort of gentle delivery wouldn't work as well. They might need a little more force behind them, depending on what you're reading. Oh, I know what you mean. Well, I've been practicing that kind of thing. It's just embarrassing to do in front of everyone. Then next time, I'm going to make you pick a poem that challenged you a little bit more. We don't have that much time before the festival, you know. Okay. Well, who's next? Natsuki? Don't make me go for Fez. It's not like I can compare to you guys anyway. I might as well let Fez lower everyone's standards a little bit more before I have to do it. Natsuki. It's fine. It's fine. I might as well get it over with. But it's not like I have much of a selection of what to read. I just have to go with what I wrote for today. I stand up and step in front of the podium. Everyone has their eyes on me, making me feel terribly awkward. I recite my poem. Since I'm not exactly confident in my own writing, it's hard to put energy into it. Despite that, once I finish, I receive applause anyway. Sorry, I'm not really as good as everyone else. Don't worry about it so much. I think it's less about your abilities and more about your lack of confidence in your writing. That's something that'll improve over time, though. Yeah, maybe. Alright then. That just leaves you, Natsuki. Yeah, I'm going. Natsuki begrudgingly gets out of her seat and makes her way to the podium. The poem is called... Why are you all looking at me? Because you're presenting. Anyway, the poem is called Jump. Natsuki takes a breath. Once she starts reciting the poem, her sour attitude disappears a little. While she's a little enthused, her poem has a rhythm and a rhyme to it. It's Natsuki's trademark style, and it works surprisingly well when spoken aloud. The words feel like they bounce up and down, as if giving life to the poem. Natsuki finishes, and everyone applauds. She huffs back to her seat. That wasn't so bad, was it? Easy for you to say. You better not make me do that again. Well... Do you at least feel prepared enough to recite a poem in front of other people? I mean, doing it in front of other people will be way easier. I can put on whatever face I want for other people. But when it's just my friends, it's just embarrassing. That's a surprise, Natsuki. I think it would be the other way around for me. Well, that's just how it is, so... I guess in that case, you won't have much to worry about for the festival. That said, I want to thank everyone for coming through. And it might be hard, but I hope that you all have an idea of what it's like now. Make sure you pick a poem and get enough practice before the festival, okay? I'll be making pamphlets, so let me know ahead of time which you'll be reciting. Jeez. I should probably find some other poem to recite instead. That's fine too. It doesn't have to be your own. I'm already pleasantly surprised that you're putting in all this effort for the club. It makes me really happy. Fucking weebs. Yeah, no problem. Okay, everyone. That's about it for today. I know the festival's coming up, but let's try to write poems for tomorrow as well. It's been working out really nicely so far, so I'd like to continue that. As for the festival, we'll finish planning tomorrow, and then we'll have the weekend to prepare. Monday's the big day. Oh, I can't wait. I can do this. I can do this. Alright. I stand up. There's no way I'll be able to find the same enthusiasm as Sayori and Monica, but I'll do my best to get through it. If it's for the sake of the club and impressing Monica, I'll have to do my best. Ready to go, Sayori? Yep. Look at you two, always going home together like that. It's kind of adorable, isn't it? Jeez, guys, don't make such a big deal out of it. It must be a little nice, though. Well, how am I supposed to respond to that? It's okay, you don't have to say it. Whatever, let's go already. I walk home with Sayori once more. Even though it's only been a few days, a lot of things have already changed. But today, Sayori's being a little quieter than usual on the way home. Hey, Sayori. Dots. Sorry, I was spacing out. No wonder. I was thinking about something from earlier. I like how we get to... Sayori fumbles with her words. So let's just say that one day, Yuri asked to walk home with you. Huh? What would you do? What kind of question is that? You're kind of putting me on the spot here. Woo. Easy. Easy peasy. No question. Going home with Sayori still. Sayori, you really think I would ditch you for Yuri? But she's so beautiful and smart. Jeez. I already see her in the club every day. Besides, you always seem to really like going home together. I wouldn't just ruin that for you. You're so silly. You're silly. You think about me too much sometimes. Yuri would deserve it if she wanted it, so... Sayori, I've already made up my mind. I really can't figure you out sometimes. Sorry. Besides, what's the point in speculating something that's never gonna happen? Conversation trails off. It's kind of a weird thing for Sayori to care so much about. This guy. This guy. But I want to respect her and keep her happy too. Then again, the festival is only a few days away. Who knows what will happen in that time? Oh, I should have saved there. I should have saved. No, I shouldn't have. That's always how it was going to be. All right. I think we're sticking to Team Sayori. I think that's the plan. So. Let's see. I'm gonna save here, and I'm gonna take like a 5 or 10 minute break, just make some tea. I'll be back though. Thanks for watching so far, and I'm gonna try to truck through as much of this as I can tonight during the extra live stream, and I'll be back momentarily.